Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Congregation Beth Ahaba's weekly Torah videos. This week's Torah portion is called Ki Tavo, and I'll tell you why it's one of my favorite Torah portions. It's kind of, sorta. So this week's portion has a couple of different pieces, the largest and most dramatic of which is just classic Deuteronomy. If you do the things I'm telling you to do, says God, then you will be rewarded and good things will happen. If, on the other hand, you disobey or don't do the things that you're supposed to do, then bad things will happen. This is classic Deuteronomistic thinking and framing of the universe. So the big piece of this week's portion is the often referred to as the blessings and the curses. So when the Israelites go into the promised land, Moses tells them from God, then they're supposed to stand on two mountains. The tribes divide, and some tribes stand on this mountain and some tribes stand on that mountain. And they listen to the Levites proclaim these curses and blessings. And lots of descriptions of the bad things that will happen if they break and disobey the covenant with God. But there's one word, just one word, that really jumps out at me as I reread the portion this year. And that word occurs in Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 9. It says, Moses and the priests and the Levites say to all of Israel, Hasket ushma Yisrael, be silent and listen, Israel, or be still and listen, Israel. And this word hasket really stuck out because, first of all, I didn't recognize the word. And second of all the places in Deuteronomy where it says Shema Yisrael, which, believe it or not, there are a number of places in Deuteronomy that it says Shema Yisrael, other than the famous example in chapter 6. In all the places that the Torah says this, I didn't remember this other word being there. And so I researched, and this is, in fact, the only place in the Torah or in the entire Hebrew Bible that this word hasket appears. So what does it mean? And what does it mean to us today? So really, I'm left with just questions. Sometimes when we're talking about the Torah portion, it leaves us with questions, and that is a good and Jewish thing for us to experience. So here are some of the questions that I'm left with. What does it mean to be silent or to be still and listen? What's the difference between being still or silent and listening? Does one have to come before the other? What does it mean in our lives to be still and listen? Are there things that we can pull back and give more space or attention to others in our lives? Can we find more opportunities to seek stillness and quiet our own inner minds? Perhaps this can help us listen more clearly to our own needs, as well as put ourselves into a better position to hear what other people are trying to tell us. These are just some of the questions that I am left with from this week's portion. Perhaps by mastering stillness, silence, and listening, we can put ourselves in the best position to avoid life's curses and to receive life's blessings. Shabbat Shalom.